What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. So back in January, right at the beginning of January actually, I did a full review of my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, a watch that a lot of you guys have been asking me about recently, and I gotta say the title of that video sparked a lot of heat, okay? The title of the review was "The Best Pilot's Watch in the World is Cheap," and that statement made a lot of people really angry. I guess instead of watching the video and listening to my reasoning, these people felt it was easier to just read the title and immediately get offended because, let's be honest, people like finding things to upset themselves. But the point remains, okay, this Oris, while costing around $1,000, it's still incredibly cheap when you compare it to other comparable pilot's watches, you know, some of which costing well over 3 times the price of this watch. You know, we're talking about entry-level IWC pilot's watches. Those are well over 3 times the cost of this Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, and I think this is just as good, if not better. I mean, honestly, I don't know a single person who's been up close to one of these Oris Pilot's watches that isn't immediately blown away with the detail, the solid build quality. It's just an impeccable watch. And when you factor in the price, I mean, you can find these for just under $1,000 new. That's a small price to pay for a whole lot of watch. Now, I'm actually not going to review this watch in this video today because, as I said, I already did an in-depth review. Click the link in my description below to watch that. But today, in this episode, I wanted to take a moment to admit that I may have made a slight mistake. You see, I've long advocated for the Seiko Sarbo 17 Alpinist being the most versatile, perfect, everyday watch, but you know, people get upset. They argue that it's a green dial and green won't go with their outfits. It just won't match. It's not a forgiving color. So I said, fine, you know what? Get a Seiko SKX, throw that thing on a leather strap, call it a day. That's a perfect everyday watch. But then those people complained, no, that's a dive watch. You can't wear that every day, and God forbid I get one with a misaligned chapter ring. And the Seiko SKX doesn't have hand wind or hacking. Terrible watch. So then I said, fine, okay, just pick a Rolex date. Oyster Perpetual, just an amazing everyday piece. It's automatic, it has hand wind, you know, it's waterproof with a threaded crown, and it's a Rolex. But then people got furious with me, okay, because it's a Rolex. They told me it was too expensive. They told me it was unrealistic. They said I was heartless for even uttering the word Rolex. Well, okay, you win. My mistake. I'm man enough to admit when I've done something wrong. I'm coming to you to admit that now I see the error of my ways. I have overlooked the true king of versatile everyday watches, the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. It's 2:53 p.m. Let's get down to business. Okay, guys, now before you guys get all upset, I really do think this may be a contender for the perfect everyday watch. It's 41 millimeters, so it's right around that sweet spot, perfectly sized. It's not too big, it's definitely not too small. It has a very impressive, very smooth Swiss automatic movement, and it's got a black dial, so you know it's gonna go with all your outfits. It's got a 100-meter water resistance rating with a threaded crown. It's got a sapphire crystal. You know, it's incredibly tough, it's rugged, but it still maintains some elegance. Come to think of it, I don't know how you could do better than this piece. Under $1,000 for all of that. It's pretty incredible. But here's the thing, okay? I need your opinion on something. The watch initially came with this kind of black leather strap with a deployant clasp. Now, I'm a huge fan of these clasps, but the leather, it honestly needed an upgrade. So I threw the watch on this Hadley Roma brown leather strap, incredibly thick, but still comfortable, extremely heavy duty. I mean, this thing is water resistant and just incredibly tough. I'm not worried about this fraying at all. Just a great strap. And you know what? I think it works really well with this watch. It kind of is still really versatile, but if I needed it to be dressy, it would be dressy. But there's this other strap that I've been just dying to throw on this Oris, and I haven't done it yet, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do it today on camera with you guys, and you can tell me what you think. It's an olive Hadley Roma Cordura strap. Now, you know I love Cordura, incredibly tough, fully waterproof, just a beast of a strap, and incredibly comfortable, and I think this color is just gonna really play well with that kind of military pilot aesthetic. But will it take away from its kind of versatile elegance? I don't know. I gotta see what it looks like. So why don't we go throw on this strap and you can tell me what you think. Look at this. Man, modern, simple, tough, but very clearly a pilot's watch. Super easy to read. This may be the perfect setup as an everyday piece. under $1,000 for a whole lot of watch, and just dress it up or dress it down depending on which strap you choose. Now, I haven't found a bracelet necessarily that would look good with this watch, especially because of its brushed finish. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this Hadley Roma leather strap. I think it really adds to its versatility. It goes with anything. Incredibly tough, but kind of cool military aesthetic that these Cordura straps offer. It just really plays well with this watch, and I don't think it's too different to, you know, ruin its versatility. I still think this would go with a lot of outfits. It just kind of looks like a NATO strap, but very, very cool. Let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer, the leather strap or the Cordura, or would you put something else on it? Let me know. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And guys, the end of February is fast approaching, and I do not want you to miss out on that Vostok Amphibia giveaway with that GearBest.com watch toolkit thrown in there. Just my little way of saying thank you for being awesome subscribers. And guys, if this is your first time joining us here at the Time Teller channel, I want to say thank you and welcome, and please consider clicking that subscribe button. It takes 1 second, and seriously, it helps me out a ton. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that little bell icon so you do not miss an episode of the Time Teller. There's just so much more awesome content on the way, and you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it.